If you are driven and ambitious, you should consider military service. This is because the military gives you a pathway to rapid skills acquisition that is unmatched by most other careers. A small commitment to serve your country can yield major life-changing payoffs. Now, as someone who's always had big dreams but never had the skills to back it up, my decision to serve part-time in the United States Army gave me the tools necessary to succeed in my career, both as an engineer and as a project manager. By the end of this video, we're going to discuss 8 skills that the military can teach you to reach your goals, and it starts with number 1, developing discipline. Now, this word gets thrown around a lot, but in the military, it's at the core of everything that you do. Discipline isn't just about following orders or adhering to a schedule. It's about self-control. It's about doing what needs to be done even when no one's watching. In the military, discipline is instilled through rigorous training, through strict protocols, and a strong moral code. The goal is to build character, to create individuals who can manage themselves and to make ethical decisions under extreme conditions. Having been exposed to this level of discipline for so long, it's highly likely you're going to take this mentality with you into the real world. When you've been trained to wake up at 5 a.m. to complete your tasks efficiently and to respect authority, those habits tend to carry over. Now, whether it's sticking to a rigorous workout regimen, putting 110% into that project at work, or even maintaining a healthy work-life balance, discipline is the foundation upon which you build success. Employers love to hire military veterans because they are usually disciplined individuals who are reliable, punctual, and self-motivated, qualities that are critical in any work environment. Number 2, time management. In the military, every second counts. You don't have the luxury of procrastination or inefficiency. Whether you're executing a strategic operation, coordinating with other units, or managing resources, effective time management can be the difference between success and failure, or sometimes even life and death. You quickly learn to prioritize tasks, to set achievable goals, and how to utilize every resource at your disposal for maximum productivity. So how does this military level time management translate to civilian life? Honestly, it's one of the most translatable skills you'll ever learn. In any corporate setting, time is money. Being able to manage your time effectively is a key performance indicator that almost every employer looks at. Can you juggle multiple projects without missing deadlines? Can you efficiently allocate resources and manpower? Can you make quick, effective decisions under time constraints? If the answer to all of these is yes, then you're already ahead of the curve. As a bonus, effective time management also means that you get to maintain a better work-life balance, leaving you free to pursue other interests and to spend quality time with your loved ones. Number 3, logistics. Now, if you think logistics is just about moving stuff from point A to point B, well, then you're in for a surprise. In the military, logistics is a multifaceted discipline that encompasses supply chain management, transportation, resource allocation, and strategic planning. It's not just about what needs to be moved, it's about when, how, and under what conditions. You could be tasked with coordinating the movement of food and ammunition to units in remote locations, or maybe you're overseeing the transportation of heavy equipment across vast oceans or difficult terrain. And let's not forget, you're often working under intense time pressure with limited resources and sometimes even under the threat of enemy fire. Any civilian industry would beat down doors looking for someone who is logistically savvy. Any industry you step into, be it manufacturing, healthcare, tech, or retail, you'll be able to bring a depth of logistical understanding that's hard to match. Think about it. If you can ensure a smooth supply chain in a dirty, sandy, muddy, dark environment, well then coordinating deliveries for a factory, managing inventory, or for a retail chain should be a walk in the park. But logistics isn't just for those looking to work in supply chain management. The analytical and strategic thinking that comes with logistical planning is beneficial in almost any role. Project management, event planning, even crisis management. All of these require a logistical mindset. Understanding how different elements fit together in a complex system can give you a significant edge in problem solving and decision making. And remember, logistics isn't a solitary endeavor. It requires cross-functional coordination, which means you'll also be honing your communication and team collaboration skills. So in essence, mastering logistics makes you not only an excellent planner, but also a better leader. Number 4, developing resilience. Now, resilience isn't just about enduring hardship. It's about bouncing back stronger than before. The military is pretty darn good at exposing you to challenging situations that test your physical, mental, and emotional limits. Whether you're going through grueling physical training or adapting to life far away from family and friends, you're constantly being pushed out of your comfort zone in a way that's hard to replicate under conventional means. Now, here's the kicker in all this. It's in these uncomfortable moments that you learn the most about yourself. You discover your own boundaries and then learn how to push past them. You try, you fail, you learn, you adapt, but then you overcome. Now, bringing it back to civilian life, resilience is now your secret weapon. You're not only equipped to handle the ups and downs of your career, but also personal challenges like relationship issues or financial setbacks. Employers today are increasingly valuing resilience as a key skill, especially in high-pressure industries where change is the only constant. And if you've ever had dreams of one day being a scrappy upstart or an entrepreneur, well, then you already know that setbacks are just a way of life. In a way, resilience is the glue that binds other skills together. Whether you're creatively solving a problem or leading a team, it's your resilience that will help you to persist, adapt, and ultimately succeed. Number 5, creative thinking and problem solving. Now, at this point, you might be wondering, but isn't the military all about following orders? Well, yes and no. While discipline and chain of command are crucial, the military is also a breeding ground for some of the most creative thinkers you're ever going to meet. Now, why is that? When you step up and put on the uniform, you'll often find yourself in dynamic, rapidly changing environments where textbook solutions just aren't going to cut it. Now, here's a real world example, and you tell me what you would have done. Now, my first rotation at the National Training Center, I was a second lieutenant tasked with a small team of trucks and one Bradley fighting vehicle to pick up several racks of pickets and wire. Well, along the way, we got one of those trucks stuck in some of that soft, deep sand that's hidden out there. Now, we were miles away from any dedicated recovery assets, so what do? Do you A, get on the radio and call for help? B, do you leave that vehicle behind and continue the mission with the remaining vehicles that you have? Or C, do you try to self-recover that vehicle without the proper equipment to do so? Well, I can tell you what we did, and I chose option C. Now, it wasn't pretty. It was dark, it was dangerous, and it wasn't made any easier considering how sleep deprived we all were. But we had a mission to complete, so we made do with what we had on hand. Now, the point is, you learn to improvise and to come up with out-of-the-box solutions. And let me tell you, this is a skill that employers are desperate for in the civilian world. Whether you're working in marketing, engineering, or even running your own business, being able to innovate and think creatively can set you apart from the competition. Number 6, learning to think and react quickly. The military is the ultimate training ground for making fast, accurate decisions. Whether you're in a combat situation or coordinating relief efforts in a natural disaster, hesitation isn't an option. You've got a brief window of time to assess the situation, weigh your options, and make a call. Now, don't get me wrong. Quick thinking doesn't mean rushing into things recklessly. It's about rapidly processing information, prioritizing tasks, and executing decisions, all while maintaining a cool and level head. You train for various scenarios and learn to adapt pre-established strategies to fit the current situation. You learn the art of making the best decisions with the information you have and then commit to it fully. Now, this was one of the most valuable tools I had to offer when working in the fast-paced corporate world. Whether it was managing projects with tight deadlines or even just navigating the complexities of everyday life, the learned skill of being able to think on your feet is invaluable. Now, here's a real-world scenario. Now, I was driving down the road and I saw a car coming the other direction just lose control. The car clipped the road shoulder and it flipped several times. Now, in the 30 seconds it took me to get turned around and to double back, several other cars had already pulled over to see what had happened. Now, when I got out and assessed the situation, I asked everyone, had anyone dialed emergency services? And there was a crowd of people there and no one had called. So I quickly assigned jobs to everyone and I got the scene in order. Now, I am no trained emergency responder, but the military did teach me how to think and react under pressure. Without even thinking about it, I had assigned someone to remain online with emergency services. I got everyone online and we combed through the wreckage to find the phone that had been ejected from the car. We found it, by the way. And I even gave a little girl a job to do, which was to wrap the shell-shocked dog that had been thrown from the car. I had her wrap it up in the blanket to keep it calm. The point of this story isn't to garner any kind of praise or admiration from any of you. I tell you this as a real-world example of how you can use the difficult military training that you have received to prepare you for the realities of civilian life. Whether you're trying to save a life or to save your career, being able to think and react quickly is a skill that most could benefit from. Number 7, physical fitness. Well, you all had to see this one coming. Physical fitness is something that gets a lot of emphasis in the military, and that's for a very good reason. The potential rigors of military life require you to be in good physical condition. Now, it's not just about push-ups, pull-ups, and long-distance runs, although it feels like that most days. It's about the overall physical wellness, your strength, your endurance, your agility, and even your nutrition. Now, real quick, let's clear something up. Not every job in the military requires you to be in exceptional physical shape. Some jobs are more demanding than others, so be sure to pick your military career carefully, depending on your desired physical fitness goals. The discipline you gain from maintaining physical fitness in the military is something that stays with you long after you transition to civilian life. It instills a sense of responsibility towards your well-being. And of course, let's not forget the science behind all this. Numerous studies have shown that regular physical exercise leads to improved mental health. Endorphins are a powerful mood lifter. A fit body often leads to a sharper, more alert mind, which is a big plus in any career or life situation. Now, I can't stress this enough. The discipline, the resilience, and the confidence you gain from pushing your physical limits have direct implications on your mental and emotional well-being. When you conquer a grueling workout or complete a challenging hike, the sense of accomplishment you feel is unparalleled. In the civilian world, maintaining physical fitness can give you an edge in a number of ways. First off, it's a stress reliever. You had a tough day at work, your boss getting on your nerves? Go hit the gym, go for a run, or even a long walk. Secondly, it enhances your productivity. A fit body and a fit mind mean that you can work longer, think clearer, and produce better results. Employers notice these kinds of things, guys, and it's often the fitter individuals who are considered for promotions or leadership roles. Remember, to take care of your mind, you also have to take care of your body. Number 8, leadership skills. Now, contrary to popular belief, leadership isn't just a title or a rank. It's an ethos, it's an obligation, and above all, it's a skill that you can actively develop. The military falls squarely into the camp of great leaders are not born, they are made. You're taught through classroom instruction and practical exercises how to take charge, make decisions, and how to guide others. But what sets military leadership apart is the immense sense of responsibility you have for your soldiers, your mission, and the equipment that you handle. You know, in many ways, military leadership is like a crash course in human psychology. You learn how to read people, to understand their strengths, their weaknesses, and you inspire them to be their best. And the stakes could not be higher. It's not just about achieving a target or meeting a deadline. Sometimes it's literally a matter of life and death. So you develop an acute sense of awareness and learn to make choices that have real, tangible consequences. Now, once you've developed and applied good leadership skills in the military, applying them to the civilian world is easier than you think. During one of my last assignments as a project manager, I was fresh off a deployment as a company commander. I'd interviewed for the position and I was hired not because I knew the ins and outs of how the company worked, but because I had convinced them that my leadership skills could fix the problem they had been having, which is that these projects were over budget and behind schedule. The Army defines leadership as the activity of influencing people by providing purpose, direction, and motivation to accomplish the mission and to improve the organization. That's all I had to offer this company that I was interviewing for. I had no technical experience or connections to leverage. All I had was my leadership ability. And that was enough for them, and I went on to push all those projects through to completion. A quick side note, one of my favorite books surrounding leadership actually comes from a company called Lightning Press. They make a series of smart books that combine multiple sources of current military doctrine into an easy package. My current favorite is TLS 7 Smart Book, Leadership and Training. I'll leave a link to it below. Now, I'm not sponsored by this company and I don't get any affiliate commissions from plugging this company, but I just genuinely love their products and I highly recommend them. The thing is, good leadership skills, whether they're military or otherwise, they're universal. They're transferable across industries, roles, and even in your personal life. Whether you're spearheading a community project, coaching a local sports team, or even leading your family through a crisis, these skills, they stay relevant forever. The skills that you gain from military service aren't just nice to haves, they're need to haves for anyone serious about making a significant impact in the corporate world or any field for that matter. Whether it's discipline, time management, leadership, or logistics, these skills make you a prime candidate for managerial roles in leading companies across various sectors. In essence, your military service is like an intensive, all-encompassing MBA program, one that equips you with a versatile skill set that is highly sought after in your civilian job market. So if you're contemplating military service, know that the skills you acquire will serve you long after you've hung up the uniform. Now that said, I want you to take away a few things. Firstly, don't underestimate the transformative power of military service. Now I get it, the military isn't for everyone. It demands sacrifice, dedication, and an ironclad commitment to serve. However, the skills and experiences you gain here are unparalleled. You're not just doing a job, you're embarking on a holistic journey of self-improvement. The traits you develop aren't just checkboxes on a resume. They become part of your identity, your life's fabric, and they will serve you in any career you choose to pursue thereafter. Secondly, your time in the military, it's like an investment in yourself. You know how some people take gap years to travel, intern, or go to grad school? Think of the military as your ultimate gap year, or years that pay dividends in character skills and even a lifetime of connections. It's an environment where you're not just allowed, but encouraged to grow in every aspect of your being. Now let's not forget the benefits: healthcare, education, even housing. That can help to transition you back into civilian life more comfortably. Thirdly, your military experience is highly transferable. In a world that's increasingly valuing soft skills like communication, teamwork, and adaptability, your military background puts you miles ahead of your competition. You won't be just another applicant for a managerial role. You'll be the applicant who can handle stress, lead a team, and solve complex problems, all while maintaining peak physical and mental condition. It's like walking into a chess game already having a strategy while everyone else is still trying to figure out how the pieces move. Now lastly, while military service is an excellent route for skill acquisition and personal development, remember, these skills need to be nurtured continuously. Don't fall into the trap of becoming complacent after your service. Your discipline, leadership skills, and networking abilities are like muscles that need to be continuously worked to stay in shape. Keep pushing yourself, keep learning, and keep connecting. At the end of the day, whether you're aiming to be a manager at a tech company, to start your own business, or to climb the corporate ladder in whatever field you choose, the discipline and skills you acquire through military service provide you with an unbeatable toolkit. You'll be prepared not just for the job that you want, but for a life of continual growth, success, and service, both in yourself and to those around you. So if you're ambitious, if you're driven, and if you're looking to build a life that's not just about surviving, but thriving, well, I strongly urge you to consider what military service can offer you. You'll come out on the other side a different person in the best possible way. Ask me how I know. Now, if this has inspired you or sparked your interest, hit that like button, guys. Please share this video, and of course, subscribe for more insights on how you can maximize your potential, both in your personal, professional, and possibly even your military life. Oh man, that sucks. I spilled that whole thing and it wasn't recording. All right. Goodness. All right.